Alright guys, market just opened. I just plotted out my pre-market charts. FOMC yesterday, a lot of things dropped. So I'm gonna be cautious today because of how many, like we don't know which way the market wants to move. But I'm more biased towards AMD and Nvidia and Q and SPY. Um, Apple has earnings today, so it's hands off, and Tesla is dropping to the downside big and breaking this higher low. So it's a change of character possibly. So this will decide if Nvidia is a prospect or not. Um, it's breaking above, so it maintained this level, which is big. That's going to be important right there. It cannot break below this level. If it doesn't retest, it could be a potential short, but I'm not really looking to short today, just because everything is very bullish. But if I see an A plus setup and Q signals me to, I don't mind doing it. Let's see the IV of Apple. It's not that bad, to be honest. Apple's very bullish. Has great relative strength. Yeah. So previous day lows for Q and SPY. See what it does off this level. Let's see if Nvidia will keep this level. There's a lot of sellers sitting right here. Nvidia has to maintain this level. AMD looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's gapping. That's interesting. Yeah, everything's red except Apple. What am I doing? 5. This is it's gonna be a hard day. Yeah, Nvidia's not going. I could already tell it's gonna be a harder day to trade. AMD could have a good retest off 259. I'm interested in Nvidia to the downside. Pre-market low. Um, pre-market low. Or sorry, 5 minute low. 5 minute low. Pre-market low is about right here. So I don't know if I'll dig a little bit deeper and hit that low, or should I should just enter here. Not too sure. I have to see the price action. Price action is not favorable right now. And it's a good candle to the downside, but not too sure. A lot of sellers are. SPY is a good one. We need SPY to reject. If it breaks this, this won't be. Oof. I think this might be a reversal. This could have had patience. And I was a little bit gun shy right there because SPY really needs to get below this level, and Q's needs to maintain this. Yeah, trade must. I think it's gonna be invalidated right here. I don't know what's going on. See what Tesla's doing. What did Tesla retest off this? I'm not interested in this anymore. 5 minute high. See, AMD 5 minute high retest. It's a lot of it's a lot of pivot, a lot of key levels I have right now. I don't like it, but I have to have them. Tesla rejection off the 5 minute high. I think what I like so far is, I mean, I don't like anything, but Tesla retest off this 5 minute high or AMD, same thing. SPY seems to be more bullish in the Qs. See, if you break above this level, it says a lot of sellers here. If you break above and retest, most likely there's gonna be sellers sitting right here too. Tesla could move to the upside quite well, especially for how bullish SPY and Qs are. See what happens. Yeah, there's really nothing that was like, it's nothing that's just tradable right now. Like using my system. Maybe a retest and an explosion over here, but still, nothing looking too pretty. Nothing A plus for sure. Let's see if AMD gives it a retest. My stop loss would probably have to be like this. Profit target like that. AMD's oh, rejection. Gap. Spy would be probably a good trader on here because it's right at our key level and it's maintaining it. One candle rule. Order blocker here. Same with Nvidia. I mean, Qs. Wow. What is happening? Jeez, 10 o'clock. That was insane. 10 o'clock volume is real. I'm not really liking this rejection that happened. That was a big rejection, and it doesn't give me much confidence in the trade anymore because there's a lot of sellers sitting right there. Yeah, invalidated. Oh, wow, this buyer just stepped up last second. Still, I'm not liking it. Um, Maintaining this order block. What is happening? Yeah, Palantir is looking very good. I was looking at the other monitor. I don't usually trade this, but that's why there's no key levels on there. But it's a pretty good. It was looking good. I don't know. I think Spy just rejecting really hard. Just a lot of consolidation, you know. Yeah, this sucks. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing's setting up, man. It's good resistance right here. Yeah, I think this could be no trade day for me again. Oh my god. 4 days in a row. Basically, nothing was tradable this week except Tesla, but Tesla's too expensive for me. And also Nvidia yesterday, that's about it. It's the only trade I think I missed. And I don't regret it at all because it didn't give me the perfect retest I wanted. But it was still a good entry because retests, like, key levels are more like zones. Um, but I still decided to just not enter. I don't think it was like a A plus setup, and I told myself going into FOMC I need A plus setup to trade, and I stuck by that. But yeah, today was just so untradeable. Nothing had continuation, literally nothing. Except you somehow timed this bottom, which is just not realistic. Same with this one. See, I saw this Tesla short forming, and I could have easily bought it. And yeah, I'll look at it over here. We'll look at it 15 minutes time frame. So you could, so right here was the next low. So I'd probably like it'd be 449. I think it was right here, 449 exactly right here. Okay, this would have been my entry because it was perfect low day. It broke below low day and it just moving to the downside from here on. And um, this would have been my first profit target or my only one because I can only afford one contract. But this one would probably be the next one, which I already passed also. The next one I see is either 443 flat, whole cycle level, or we could go all the way down to 438 50s. And if it breaks down below this level, Tesla might start being bearish. But you know, just higher time frame, Tesla's still bullish. That's why I didn't like the short right there. And cons are fairly expensive, above my budget. But it'd be like right here. This would have been my entry. And I saw it because right here, see this barcode? Said it yesterday that whenever like I notice a pattern, that whenever like a stock barcodes like this, like especially this perfectly, whichever way it breaks this little like zone, it most likely will explode. It will just like keep moving that in that direction. So I was like putting like a mental key level right here. I didn't want to put it down because I wasn't even gonna enter. So I just earlier just put it right here. I would have probably entered on this candle right here, 10-12, because these two like don't give me enough confirmation. It's still within the zone to be honest. I would have entered while this candle was forming. And first profit target probably 443, or only profit target, which is if you keep going over here, it's so these already passed. It would be this one right here. It would be this higher low right here. If I would start scaling out though, right here, here. This will be my final profit target right here, for sure. And then I'll probably just, if it never hits that final profit target, I'll probably just cut a break even based on my entry, wherever my entry was. Yeah, but just how slow this trade is, you're actually not gonna be making as much as you think, even though it's like a pretty big range, especially for Tesla, a very expensive contract, because of Delta, like the pops on Delta, which is like the premiums, that's what really pays you for options. That's why people trade options. You know, if you're not gonna abuse the premiums on these pops, like I would have sold like right here, to be honest, just because of this pop. It's like boom, big to the downside. Delta's is still catching up, and you're gonna get a better price than you would have if you sold right here, even though it's the same price. But in the options, it's not. On the underlying, it is. I was talking about this yesterday, and um, even if my profit target is 443, just if it keeps consolidating slowly, and then hits that target on the underlying, and then I sell on the options. This is like, if it was just like three big candles that just dropped from here, I would have got probably double the profit just because of the premiums, rather than all this consolidation to the downside. It's the power of options, you have to abuse it. Or else, if not, just go trade futures or something. If you're not gonna know how it works, if you don't know how options work. Um, yeah, and also time decay. So theta's also working against you. It wants you, it wants you to lose. That's what theta is. It always works against the price. And the faster a trade works out, the better it is for you. The longer it is, the worse. That's why swing trading isn't really favorable on options, but I still enjoy it because like when you usually swing trade, you're not looking for small moves. You're looking for big ones, like massive ones. Like for example in Nvidia, on a 1 hour time frame, I'd swing trade over like a week or two, like minimum. So as soon as it broke above this level right here, this all-time high, you know, and it just exploded right through. This is where I would have got in right here. I would have liked to find a retest, but based on the higher time frame, I don't think I need a retest. Higher time frame always matters, but it's still my same strategy. I don't like break and it's still basically a break and retest, but just on a higher time frame. It could still form and break and retest still right here, and I could enter again right here if Nvidia comes all the way back down to 195.50s. But I would have got in right here, and my profit target would have been I would have had to decide like maybe using Fibonacci, but I don't really like Fibonacci because it's all-time high, so you don't know, like you don't have a previous target level. It's hard to know when should I get out. But I'd probably stay in as long as market structure stays intact. So um, this is the level I probably would have got out at right here. Um, like as soon as it breaks down below this level, which is I would have let it keep going up because it keeps making higher highs and higher lows consistently without any negative decline day by day. This is the only time where it showed a little bit negative decline, and it could move to previous day low and just keep making new lows. I would have got out right here gladly. Next week's cons I would have made quite a bit, even though even against theta I still would have made a lot. Same with Tesla. Tesla was a good swing earlier. Um, See, this is where I would be concerned, but right here on these like retests, that's like so there's one touch right here, even though this is an impulsive candle, news candle. This is because of Trump. Um, another touch, another touch, another touch, another touch. As soon as it breaks above this level, it retested it. I look it to the upside, and my profit target will probably be right here. And this will concern me. So like, retest. Um, I would obviously take. By the way, if you're swing trading, you definitely take profits along the way. It's not an all or nothing type of trade for sure. Don't be stupid. So I would have took some here, 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 here. If I had multiple cons, and then I would have cut it right here, right at my entry break even, because now Tesla could just move all the way down to 430s. To be honest, even 438. If it keeps breaking, making these newer lows, it could just move to the downside from there on out. Another big one, AMD. Perfect flat top. One, two, three. And also making higher lows while making that flat top. This is the most perfect bullish pattern I've ever seen lately. You know, and as soon as it broke, would have got in right here. I was day trading this day, and I was waiting for a retest, but it didn't. It just exploded right through it. That's how bullish it was. Unexpected it. So I would have got in about like right here, a little bit above, to be honest. I wouldn't have got a perfect entry at all, but I would have took entries right here, you know, more right here. At every higher low, I would just would take, and I'd still be in the position because it's still market structure is keeping up. It's staying intact. But I'd obviously play around the contract's expiry. So if I got next week, I'd have to sell all for next week before it expires to zero. So that's something that's like weird about options. And I was debating whether I should trade tech stocks like I've been doing lately, and just you know wait for bigger moves, higher continuation, because that's why people pick stocks over indices. But maybe one day I want to start trying out futures because I love futures. Like I think it's quite really interesting. Like just NQ and ES keeps it simple. You know what you're trading every single day. You know its personality. News affects it more. It respects key levels more. Um, I feel like it's just easier to trade than individual tech stocks. You don't have to worry about earnings, like individual stock earnings. Spreads are much better. Always, well, spreads are always better in these mega cap stocks, regardless. But liquidity is always there. Also, not a problem with these tech stocks. Um, You'll never get slipped. Also, not a problem with these tech stocks, but still, just in general. Um, yeah, I was thinking of deciding between like, just dropping the tech section, just fully focusing on Qs and SPY, just really mastering these two, and then I could, throw one in at a time and just mastering all six. Because, I've been training all these six for about a month now, and I enjoy them. I've learned the personalities, even in just a month. So imagine how much I learned continuing, if I continue trading them. But I don't know. I'm very, very indecisive whether I should specialize in Qs and SPY or still just trade all six. But just what I know about life, it's better to be a master, like better to be master of one than jack of all trades. And it's either I pick one stock to trade and just focus on that one stock for like a month minimum per stock. But also, I'll just get FOMO. I just know I will, and I just get so upset. Like the one time I don't trade AMD, AMD is like my favorite ticker, and Tesla. Um, the one time I don't trade it, it's like a perfect A plus setup that could have worked in my favor, and if I was monitoring it, I would have got in. And I would just get very upset about that because regret just hurts my psychology more than a loss. That's just how my psychology is. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm still deciding. Today I traded all six, and I probably will continue trading all six, seeing what I like, what I don't. So far, Apple's my least liked. I don't like Apple's personality at all, to be honest. I've never even taken one Apple trade in my life, I think. I don't think so. Taken everything else at least once, except Apple. But this is Apple. It's Apple, it's trash, to be honest, compared to the others. But yeah, Apple's earnings after market close today. Yeah, I'll see. I'll probably still continue, especially for the month of November. I think it's gonna be a better market for sure. Hopefully, of course, I had to start in the absolute worst type of market. It's very difficult for a beginner. You have to have a lot of discretion, a lot of intuition, a lot of experience for this type of market. Hopefully, I just got a clean. I'll get a clean uptrend or even downtrend market, just at least a trending market in November, and then Christmas rally should be a good one. Usually every December markets just, just go ham. Just run it up, and then the last week of December is probably when it slows it down. And because that's where most people, go on vacation, and most institutions are calming down on their orders because most of their traders are off. And then it picks back up, slowly, end of January, beginning November. And it trends more. Yeah, but hopefully November I get some more success. I'm down $400 this month, and all of it, legit, all of it was last week. So it's good that I took no trades this week, just to recenter myself, get my psychology reset. It's fully reset now. Like I'm eager to trade. Um, and I've honestly, I think I've applied almost every mistake that I did last week into now. I'm waiting for candle confirmations and not being impatient. That saved me for two trades today, by the way. I really wanted to get into Nvidia right here. Got patient. Super Nvidia. I mean, AMD. Um, I'm waiting for market context and Qs and SPYs to signal me in order to enter. Also save me. I don't overtrade. The max I traded last week was 4, and I usually max trade 2 or 3. If I have one winner, I'm out. Two losers, I should be out also. You know? So like if I have one winner, I should just leave and just like don't give a chance for the market to take my profits back. You have to protect your profits like it's your own child. So why would you want to give away your child? The chance to give away your child at least. It's all about chance. You know, you're just betting. You're betting to just win another trade. But last week I didn't win one trade, so that was the reason why I took many trades is because basically I was revenge trading. I told myself I wasn't, but I kind of was, and because I was waiting for good entries and stuff, and like, or let's say I got a bad entry and then got out quickly, and I got a better entry the second time and still lost that one. I'm just trading like an idiot, to be honest. Completely fixed all those mistakes. I didn't revenge trade. I didn't care about FOMO. There's a lot of trades that I saw like run it up, and I would have got in very late just for like a quick profit, quick scalp, or it would have reversed on me and I would have got a bad loss because my stop loss would be skewed because I got such a bad entry. Fixed that, everything. I think I fixed almost everything. No FOMO, no revenge trade, no overtrade, no impatience, waited for market context. Um, yeah, I fixed all those mistakes all within 1 week, and hopefully I could maintain and remember those mistakes and not slip up. Because you could easily just be perfect 1 week and then go right back to just your trash habits. Um, but I'm glad I was patient today. Very untradeable day. Everything's literally, look at this. Everything's red. Jesus. See what Tesla's looking like. Yeah, Tesla hits its 443. So it would have been a good trade. See this is good to sell on right here. This would have really, you know, gave me a good sign to sell because at least it's a good candle, you know. It's a good bearish candle. And I got it right here, and wow, it's reversing from there. So yeah, there's a lot of liquidity sitting on. That's why you gotta know market structure. You gotta, stop looking and day trading through a peephole. Step back, look at the big picture, and wow, has that changed my day trading? Like more and more, I just get more accurate every single day, and I'm really proud of it because this is this is like perfect, you know, perfect exactly as I predicted. It's coming back for just from that point. We'll see if it reverses again and just keeps going zigzagging down to the downside, but now 4 candles in a row that's green, kind of kind of scary. If I was in this trade, I'd probably cut it right here, and I was scaling obviously along the way. My my stop, my trailing stop would be right here at this. If it breaks above this level, I probably just cut it right here or this. It's either or, but we'll see how it closes. If I see big price action candle that just hits this level, just cut it. Take your profits. Sure, you gave back some, but it's always, good. You'll never know, You're not psychic. Yeah, I'd wait. I'd wait for the candle close though. Yeah, I'd probably cut it right here because it's approaching. We'll see if it comes. Yeah, I'll cut it right there. Yeah, this is probably the only trade that I saw that actually worked out. So 1 for 3. I don't even know what contract it was that I was looking at. I think it was 447.50s. I don't believe it was 450s. Foots. Cause I did look at the cons right away as soon as I clicked on it, but I don't know. I think it was a low probability trade, but cause like just Tesla's like more consolidating, but slightly bullish in the higher time frame, so I didn't like it, but it ended up working out. But again, don't regret not entering this, to be honest. It's a good trade, decent trade, not a good trade. I'd say decent, but also not part of my thesis. So I won't just like go in and just because I'm bored. Cause I didn't trade. I'm itching to trade, so I just take anything that works. Yeah, I don't see anything working right now. I don't think anything will. It's probably gonna be it for me today. Yet again, another no trade. Hopefully tomorrow, something new. Hopefully, but we'll see. I'll I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully, it's a high probability day tomorrow. Get some trades in. Alright, guys. See you.